Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. I do hope you're well. We're back in Misty Marsh and we are going to be working over here today. So last episode we finished off our scenery areas over here and we extended our pathway up the top here and down into what is going to be a sloth area, which may or may not also get some butterflies in it. Someone suggested putting butterflies in. I think it was Steve or Stephen, sorry. I can't remember who left the comment, I'm afraid. I do apologise. But it was a good idea, the idea of having sort of this valley with potentially some butterflies in it as well. So yeah, let's see. I think I like the idea. Let's have a think about that. Let's do it. Let's get rid of some of this first. And then I can, there we go, let's get that to there. Then I need to do, actually let's get rid of the water. And we'll do a bit more of this. Let's extend this way. And then hopefully I can, actually I wonder if I can, no I can't. Yeah, so I need to put another exhibit down in here. Right, let's try and get it level with this one. Or at least roughly level. Hang on. I think that looks about as level as you're going to get. And then I might sort of line it up like so. And then let's see, I can basically have them right next to each other like this, so one just feeds straight into the next. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks pretty cool. Right, now let's get back into here then. Let's get some butterflies. Right, now unfortunately I don't know what they're all called, but let's scroll down the list and we will get whatever we can. I think there are 4, maybe 5 different types of butterfly. I don't think there's any quicker way of doing this because this, they're not all called something butterfly. That's a new one, I think, but I like it. So I'll have some of them. I think this one was in there before. I'm guessing I think they must have added that. I'm pretty sure I don't remember seeing that one before. Ah, the monarch butterfly, that's one that I actually do recognise. And this one as well, I think that looks new. Right, okay. Actually, that wasn't as many as I was hoping for, never mind. But either way, 20 animals, so yes, there's 5, okay. Lovely stuff. Right, let's get all their extras on. And then we need to get rid of all this. Okay, why is that not gone invisible if there's none? Okay, we've got netting, glass. Quite like the glass actually, solid. None. There we go, that's what you want. Good stuff. And then the floor, none, none, none. Except it's not doing it. There we go. Not sure why it's doing that. Never mind. There we go. Good. Okay, actually, although the floor, there's no floor on this one either, so let's just have a look at this. Floor mulch, floor none. Yeah, I think I'll go with none because what I can do is create my own floor. Let's get the water back in. Good stuff, right. So then I need to do some rocks. Actually, wait, before I do that, let's get the path linked. Okay, hang on. So I want to get rid of that just for a second while I do this. Do I want it sloped? Yeah, probably. No, wait, let's think about it. Let's do this. I quite like this technique where you can create gentler slopes by doing your own. So if you just do that and then kind of put it there and then link them together, you get a slightly, oh, no, that hasn't worked. If you get it right, you can do it and it creates a gentler slope. Actually, I'll tell you what I probably want to do. I think if you probably extend that and then put curved slopes. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad. Let's. Okay, this is all going a bit wrong now. Hang on. Let's get railing back on ground path. Let's get rid of tunnelling. Yeah, there we go. And then hopefully I can link these two into each other. It's not working at the moment. Tunnelling. There we go. Okay, how is this going to look? It's quite a steep slope, but it's not too bad. But what I am going to need is some railing back on there. Because otherwise it looks terrible. There we go. Lovely. Right, so we have a pathway. So now we have sloths and butterflies. But we need some rocks. So while I'm doing this, I apologise. I did not get an extra episode out last week. I didn't get my third one done, unfortunately. My Tuesday just got away from me. It's just one of those things at the moment. My Tuesdays are taken up with all kinds of housey stuff that I have to do. But that is life, unfortunately. Right, let's see, how does this look? Yeah, this is going to look nice. It's not quite at the right level, so I will have to just come along and do a little bit more. But if I do everything at this level first, just to create this kind of edge along here. I do love these sloths. They look so funny, don't they? Yeah, I think this will look nice. Once you get a load more foliage as well, I think it will look really good. Okay, something like that. Nice. Right, so that's your basic kind of island shape. Now I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to see if I can just highlight all of that, get rid of the two enclosures, link that together, and then I'm just going to copy the whole thing down because it doesn't quite go down properly, does it? So I just duplicate that to there. Actually, just out of interest, what happens if I just do that? How does that look? It's all right, actually. I don't mind that you get some overhang. You see, it creates a little bit of shape, doesn't it? Yeah, good. Let's do that. Lovely. And then I just want to come in and just do some slightly higher bits because you've got if you look at these, they are all floating. Actually, let's think about using some slightly smaller ones like this. So this is just going to add that extra little bit of height in places, just so it doesn't look like things are floating, basically. Yeah, nice. Right. And then what else do we want to do? This is your basic shape. I think around the outside of this, I'm gonna do waterfalls. Make it look like the whole thing is just surrounded by waterfalls. Now, I've already got a nice waterfall structure, so I would probably use that. Okay, so there is your little island. I'll probably link it with this. I might not. I might just have foliage under here. But it's kind of cool, I think, when you walk through there. So I will add a ton more foliage into that as well. But at least you get the idea. We have, yeah, the butterflies are there. That's good. Okay, good. Right, now let's think about the outside. Now, of course, we have already got a nice waterfall piece. And I don't feel the need to keep creating new ones if I can make this look good. So let's just get the height right. That looks about right, doesn't it? So I think what I'll do, I'm just going to kind of, it's all going to get combined into each other like this. So it's just going to be a ton of waterfall all around the outside here. I'll try and angle bits and pieces, you know, keep it looking interesting. Obviously I've got a bit of land to get rid of at the top. And I know it's a repeating pattern, but I think once you get all the foliage on, I think I can get away with it. I hope I can. I'm going to anyway, no matter what, because otherwise it's going to take forever to try and actually make that look unique. You know, if I try to create a whole new pattern for the waterfalls. Yeah, I think that looks nice. Once I get the land sorted out at the top anyway. And there we go. Nice. Right, let's do a bit of pushing on this land then. So let's get the size down and the intensity just a bit, just to make sure we haven't got the land kind of obscuring the rocks. Most of it looks fine there. There's quite a lot on this side, isn't there, that needs to be pushed back. Excellent. There we go. Right, what does that look like from back here? Oh wow, look at that. That has transformed the whole place into a tropical paradise. Look at that. That is a very cool little canyon now, I think. Still needs a lot of work, lots of foliage and whatever. One thing I was going to do was try and extend the look of this, wasn't I? Let's come into here. Let's find rope. Now I know obviously it's not going to actually be usable, but I was wondering whether I could use these straight bits of rope. What have we got? 4 meters. I think that looks like the longest. You know, whether I can have this. Let's just align to surface, see if this works. No, of course it doesn't connect to that, does it? That'd be too easy. Okay, so this was my thinking, was to try and make it look like it's attached here, for example. and then have it going sort of from here, stretching out to the rocks, just to make it look like the animals could go out and climb onto the rocks if they wanted to. Nice. So I'm going to do that from quite a few of these, I think, because I think it looks really nice. Just makes the whole thing look a bit bigger, doesn't it? Like the whole exhibit is bigger. Very hard to see the ends of these when the arrows are in the way. There it is. Lovely. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's going to look really nice. Let's keep going. So we've got this one here. And let's get that going across here. Like so. Great. And then let's go do the same on the other side. It's a very simple idea. And I think it's a shame in a way that the sloths are not proper animals, if so. I mean that they're exhibit animals, because you could create some lovely climbing frames for sloths. But there we go. You have to work with what you've got. Yeah, I'm going to go with this little one here as well. Why not? And then this big one here. It really doesn't matter where they go either. Just looks nice having them disappearing into the rocks. And last one over here. Okay, how does that look? Yeah, I think that looks cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I do love these frameworks. It's a real shame I can't do that sort of thing. I suppose, I mean, technically I could, because we've got this kind of thing, haven't we? I'm guessing. Let's just have a look at this. So we've got that, and then we've got bamboo canes. Typical. Doesn't quite fit in that one. Hang on. That's thick. How about thin? Okay. Thin is too thin. Thick is too thick. That's so annoying. You'd think they'd plan that so it actually fits around it, wouldn't you? That kind of thing annoys me. I suppose it just means you have to have it kind of at the top or the bottom. You can't have it halfway up. Right, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Let's just chuck that together like that. I mean, I suppose I could do it like a halfway point kind of thing, something like that. I mean, I'm not going to need it on all of them, but yeah, I don't mind that actually. That looks alright. Makes it look a bit more sturdy, I suppose. you know, just for the, maybe just for these longer ones, like this one here. And then maybe this one here. Okay, that's nice actually, yep. Cool. So that's that done, and then the butterflies will just look bigger, I guess, once I get the foliage in. So I guess I should try and get some more flowers actually in this bit for the butterflies. Let's do that first. Let's just get some nice flowers put in. I mean, that is what butterflies need after all, is lots and lots of flowers. So if we just dot some various bits and pieces around. Nice. It's going to make it look nice and colourful, which is what we want. What else have we got in here? Yep, let's get some of these. Doesn't need to be completely covered. I will put some ferns and things in as well. Oh yes, these are good. Look at them. Absolutely wonderful flowers, these ones. Goldenrod, this is called. Oh, they do call it goldenrod in the game as well. It has got a proper name, but it's known as goldenrod. It's a very nice plant. Adds a nice bit of height. Lovely, look at that. I kind of like them, but I don't, so no, I'm not going to. Ooh, I'm tempted by a few of these because they do look like they've got flowers. I don't think they're the sort of things butterflies would actually want, but they do look nice. So let's just get a few of these dotted around. Nice. Actually, let's just get a couple of smaller ones as well. Lovely stuff. Right, anything else? Oh, I do love these. A twin flower. You know, I don't know if this is a... I mean, it must be a real plant. It's not something I've seen. I don't know if it's something that grows in the UK, where I am. It's not something that I've seen in real life, but it is fantastic. I really should look into it. There we go. Right, so there's our butterflies looking happy, and our sloths. So these will get a load of our usual jungle foliage down here. And then obviously we're going to do around the outside. I'm not going to go over the top because the waterfalls do look so nice. I don't want it to look too smothered. So it's kind of a fine balance, I think, trying to get it looking good. I'll tell you what I need to do first actually is get the rocks done at the ends. So I think yeah, let's just go with the big one here. So let's just try and make a nice solid looking end. Something like that. And then I've got to try and kind of fill this gap. Which is not easy to do. But yeah, I think I can get away with this kind of thing. This is basically what I've done in the other bits, where you just use these big flat rocks to create an edge, and then you whack a load of foliage along the end, and it all kind of blends together. So yeah, it looks good in the end, which is what matters. If I'm talking a bit quietly today, it's because my little girl is sleeping, and she's a bit poorly at the moment, so we don't want to disturb her sleep. And my girlfriend's a bit worn out as well, so she's sleeping in the next room too. Hopefully she is. So I do apologise if I'm a little bit quieter than normal. Right, is that too big? Yeah, tiny bit, but it's not too bad. Let's do the same just here. Okay, that's fine. Right. Obviously, I'll come up and do more detailing around there. Okay, so that end is looking good. Actually, no, we needed to just fill this little gap here, didn't we? Okay, let's get one of these nice angled ones down here. Okay, good. That looks nice. And then I think I needed something at this end here, like that. I should probably put yeah, I should probably put the cover on there. Actually, the railings until you get across the water and onto here, and then actually I'll just do that there as well. Right, and then back to here, and again, just need to make this look nice and solid at the end here. And then we're going up here. Okay, what can I do here? Basically the same again, I think. Just slowly raise this up to create an edge. Until we get to the top. I think I want this sort of blocked off from this side so you don't see it until you get into it. So from here, yeah, I don't want you really be able to see any of it in there. So I'll create this fairly high top section up here. I suppose I could leave a bit sort of in the middle here actually, so you can look in, but from each end, so as you come along here, I don't want you seeing anything, so we'll block this all off until kind of here maybe. Okay, something like that. Yeah, so you can't see anything, and then when you come around here, this is kind of the big wow as you come down here and into the valley. Tell you what, I probably want to actually block it off a bit more just here. Have this as a really tall cliff edge there as well, so you really can't see anything as you come down here. In fact, I could do a bit of a tunnel up here, couldn't I? To actually block your view off even more, like so. Something like that. So look, so when you come down here, yeah, you really don't see anything. I just wonder if I need a little bit more substantial rock on there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so you don't see much at all until you get to here, and then you come around the corner and boom, there it is. Okay, well, it's coming along. Still more to do. So I don't know where the path is going to go from here. The zoo's getting a bit big, so this is probably going to be sort of the edge of the zoo here anyway. Somebody suggested, what did you suggest? I think it's about having a sort of a cafe or something area in here as well, rather than having this as wasted space. I quite like that idea. So what I might try and do here somewhere. Actually, that's all sloped there, isn't it? We've got a flat bit at the top here. So what I might do just there, I think I can, yeah, look, just there. I can branch off like that. So I'll do that. I'll have that branched off. Actually, I'll just undo that for a second. And we'll do that next episode. So yeah, we'll branch off and we'll make something in here as well. I might do another animal, and I might combine it with a little cafe area of some sort as well. But yeah, there we go. That's going to do it for this episode. So it's coming along quite nicely, I think, in here. It's looking quite interesting, at least. Let me know what you think in the comments down below if you've got any ideas for the whole zoo. If you want to let me know any more animal suggestions as well, please do let me know. And thank you very much for your support, as always, much appreciated. And hopefully I'll see you again in the next episode. Until then, do take care. Bye for now.